today we'll be looking at the heart. So first we'll be looking at the structure of the heart, and then we'll be looking further into how blood is pumped throughout the heart and out to the rest of the body. So first you need to know is that the heart consists of 4 chambers. The top 2 chambers are your atria and the bottom 2 chambers are your ventricles. So the red side of the heart carries oxygenated blood, and that is your left side. The blue part carries deoxygenated blood, and that is your right side. Obviously the heart isn't actually red and blue, but I'm trying to showcase that the red carries oxygen and the blue does not. So first, if we look at the top 2 chambers, you have your left atrium and your right atrium. And then the bottom 2 chambers, your left ventricle and your right ventricle. So if you've noticed, the left side of the heart is actually a lot thicker than the right side. And that's because it carries oxygenated blood at a much higher pressure. So it needs thicker muscle to withstand that pressure. Also, you have something called heart valves situated here and here. And the role of these heart valves is that they open and close to prevent backflow of blood. So what that means is that we want blood to travel from the atrium to the ventricles. And the valves are there to prevent it from going the opposite way. Now we'll be looking at the other structures further when we look at how blood is pumped inside the heart. And those structures are your aorta, pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery, and your vena cava. So, how blood is pumped throughout the heart. We receive oxygenated blood from the lungs, and they enter the left atrium through the pulmonary vein, and then they enter the left ventricle through the heart valves, and then they leave through the aorta and they travel around the rest of the body, which requires that oxygen. Now, once it's done that, we now have deoxygenated blood, which enters the right atrium through the vena cava, and then that goes through to the right ventricle through the heart valves, and then it leaves through the pulmonary artery, and it goes back to the lungs to become oxygenated blood again. And that is how blood flows through your heart.